Pour into of double cream, 2 eggs, and 50 grams of sugar. Mix together and then immediately pour over the segments. Put this back into the oven for 40 to 50 minutes. You can tell it's cooked because the cream mixture will have set. Serve with slices of orange and lemon and sprinkle some icing sugar on. And this is the famous orange wine from Menton. And to me, just a sip of this wine brings out the whole essence of the region.
Thank you, Andre. If you want all his recipes, you can send for a booklet, and the number is 0897 099975, and leave your name and address. And now it's her with Nikki. Hello.
Hello, Nikki. Long to short, short to long, straight to curly, curly to straight.
Yeah, sort of miracle hair. I mean, everybody always wants the exact opposite of what they've got, even if that's only temporarily. Yeah. And so what we're going to be doing today is taking sort of the wildest... Yeah, this is Rachel. We're taking the wildest curly hair, which looks very, very pretty as it is. And, of course, you can wash it and leave it. But really just show her how to make it very, very smooth. And I'm actually going to use some serum gel on it to really kind of keep the cuticles really, really smooth and very, very shiny. So
Are you Irish? No. You look incredibly Irish.
Yeah, she does, doesn't she?
Celtic colouring.
Yeah, you just look like you're straight, you know.
Imagine I said it about me, no Irish me. No, it's all Mediterranean.
So that'll be smooth and sleek and straight.
Smooth and sleek and really shiny, you know, very, looking like great condition. Fleur. And of course on Fleur, she's got dead straight hair, and she would just wash and leave her hair. She's just had it all cut, hasn't she?
Yeah, it used to be longer, didn't it? Yeah.
Exactly, so I'm going to really have to work with it today. But I thought we'd actually show her to do sort of some really nice temporary curls, which are very, very much the look for the summer.
Do you know what Fleur just told us? Because you've been in loads of times. Isn't it really weird this, that when we stayed for the first time in Clearwater in Florida with our family, our kids, you were at the same hotel?
Yeah, with my mum and dad.
Yeah?
And you know how old she was?
About 10.
10.
Thank you.
OK, anyway.
And finally, we've got Ronnie at the end now. What do you want? What does she want?
Probably the most difficult thing, because we're going to go from short to long.
Can't do it. Oh,
extensions.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're actually going to use a sort of a half-head piece, but really, really clever, because people are funny about using wigs, but they're not so strange about using half-head pieces, because, of course, we can use all our natural hairlines. So we're going to do something kind of, you know, quite glamorous and, you know, and longer. So it's going to be nice.
Does this time with what you all want? Do you all fancy this look?
Definitely.
What happens when you get given a look by someone like Nikki? And I'm sure you like it, but it isn't suitable for your next job or blah, 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 blah. Do you go home and wash it out straight away?
No, I tend to leave it in, really. Different image.
I think all the ones that we've done have been fairly... Sort of...
You know, when you do extensions, can you sort of leave them in until they more or less fall out?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have to be tightened probably usually about every sort of 4 or 5 weeks, because, of course, your hair grows.
Yeah.
So it grows about ½ an inch a month. So you need to have them adjusted. Yeah. But most of them you can pretty much leave in. And then I suppose after about sort of 4 or 5 months, you would tend to change them over.
Yeah. All right. And you just wash them and treat them just like the rest of your own hair?
Absolutely. I mean, they can be real hair or they can be synthetic hair, and either one works very, very well.
Great.
Spot on. I've got the tail again, look. Every day.
Every day.
It's my earpiece. Right, we're taking a break. Then when we come back, Robert Powell on his latest classic Ealing comedy, Kind Hearts and Coronates. One of our favourite films, isn't it? Kind Hearts and Coronates.
Fantastic film.
Really funny. And Nancy Lamb is back serving up the main course. We'll be back very soon.
So they clean brilliantly.
Yeah.
They're dermatologically tested. Mm-hmm. And the tablets give your clothes this sort of Persil softness. What more could you ask for?
Some help with the ironing?
Persil's new non-bio tablets. A great wash, a great deal easier.
Winner Taco is a mighty new taco-shaped snack. Once you've bitten your way through the crispy wafer taco and munched and crunched through all the chocolate and peanuts and devoured the smooth caramel through to the cool ice cream, it'll leave you feeling a much better animal. Winner Taco, the powerful new snack from Walls.
Imagine if your clothes could stay looking as bright and new as they did in the shop. Well, now there's new improved Lenore Care. Its unique fibre care system helps protect clothes from fading in the next wash, keeping them looking newer for longer. Giving your clothes the complete care no other fabric softener can. Everybody looks and feels good in new Lenore Care.
Just take your time, madam.
Oh, that's him, officer.
Are you sure, madam?
Oh, yes, that's him, all right. I'd know those discoloured, brittle, flaky nails anywhere.
OK, son, I'm cautioning you for possession of a fungal nail infection. A fungal nail infection? I've been fitted up.
To find out more about fungal nail infections without being charged, call free phone 0800 200 210. That's 0800 200 210.
Now, curling tongs and hairdryers can actually be good for your hair. Because now Organics contains advanced protective agents, which are heat activated to actually improve the condition of your hair. So now blow drying can make it look and feel healthy and beautiful from root to tip. Organics. Where there's heat, there's beautiful hair.
Do I detect Le Perfume de Persil washing up liquid?
No, it's the Nouveau Persil avec antibacterial action here.
Antibacterial, eh?
It's got quite enough creepy crawlers in this kitchen, thank you.
Smells like heaven, gives germs hell.
World Cup final week is when the really big games start. There are 2 super draws this week. The first is this Wednesday, with a guaranteed jackpot of £15 million.
It's you.
Let's see that again, John.
It could be you.
Hi, welcome back. The classic 50s comedy well, it is a comedy, even though it involves a lot of murder, but it is very funny. Kind Hearts and Coronets. It's actually come to the stage, and it stars Robert Powell, along with Colin Baker, who's mysteriously, as in Doctor Who, disappeared in a TARDIS somewhere between his house and the studio, but at least Robert's here. We're going to talk to him in just a minute, but look, here's a clip of the original film that starred... we should summarise it for anybody who's not seen it.
Go ahead, Judy.
Alec Guinness plays all the members of this aristocratic family called the Gascoignes, yes?
Under pressure now, you're doing
including
well.
the women, right? And Dennis Price plays this kind of disinherited
She's
cross... Well, hang on. Well, I should
No, it's obstruction and the whistle's gone.
Anyway, he decides that he
Yeah.
wants to get rid of them all to claim his inheritance.
Exactly. He wants to bump them all off.
Yeah.
And here they all are, and him.
The occasion was interesting in that it provided me with my first sight of the Gascoignes en masse. Interesting and somewhat depressing, for it emphasized how far I had yet to travel. There was the Duke. There was my employer, Lord Gascoigne. There was Admiral Lord Horatio Gascoigne. There was General Lord Rufus Gascoigne. There was Lady Agatha Gascoigne. And in the pulpit, talking interminable nonsense, the Reverend Lord Henry Gascoigne.
Brilliant. Such a good
Brilliant.
film. So, I bet it's great on the stage. You play the Dennis
play him.
Price character, don't you?
I play the serial killer, yes.
Yes. And it's sort of, I mean, the story being that his mother, your character's mother, ran off with somebody who they disapproved with.
Yes, an Italian opera singer.
You are the result of this union.
I am the result of this union.
She is cast into the outer darkness by the family.
She is indeed. And I don't play it like that.
Oh, no, you're English-Italian.
It's an English-Italian.
Now, in the film, there's quite a few differences, and I think everybody must have seen the film. Right? There are 8 members of the family who get bumped off. In the play, which is much more closely related to the book, there are how many? 6?
I think 6.
Yeah.
6 and a few spares who I accidentally do at the same time.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they happen to be in the way.
And Colin Baker plays all roles. All 6
He
roles.
plays everywhere. The sound of Velcro being ripped off backstage reverberates.
What is he there, if you could see that picture?
He's your boss there, isn't he?
Yes, he's Gascoigne.
Gascoigne. We've got another one.
Another one?
Where he's, hang on, let me guess. Oh, I don't know. What is he? That's Oscar Wilde there.
Young Henry, that is.
Oh, yeah, it was young Henry.
There's a lovely moment. There's a lovely moment in this where young Henry is a very affable and rather charming young man. And in fact, this is one of the rare times. Well, actually, no, because a lot of them die on stage. But I actually strangle him on stage, and he gets a laugh. What have we come to? That a serial killer could actually commit murder on stage and strangle someone.
Is it thuggy strangling with a rope, or is it with your
no,
bare
no,
hands?
it's with my bare hands.
Thumbs on the windpipe job.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You don't laugh at that. You're not supposed to giggle at that.
Do.
You haven't got the lady, was it Agnes, the suffragette?
Agatha.
Agatha
No,
the suffragette.
she's actually, she wasn't in the book. It's a very clever amalgamation of the film and the book. A lot of, I mean, the division really is we've taken Louis the Lover from the film, so all the Sibella stuff and everything is virtually word for word from the film.
Excellent.
And we've taken Louis the Killer from the book, which is just a little bit darker than the film was. So it's still funny, but it's a tad blacker.
Well, lady, did you say Agatha? Agatha. For those who will miss her from the play, we'll just see her demise here.
Yes.
I shot an arrow in the air. She fell to earth in Berkeley Square.
The idea that a little arrow would actually pop a hot air balloon is so ridiculous. You know?
It is. Colin was very depressed when he found that there was no Agatha.
He loves getting up in drag.
Oh, he was deeply depressed. He went into a sulk for days.
Yes, I bet. Listen, now the ending of the film, which we can talk about, we can give away because people have seen it. The character goes to prison. Your character for a crime which, in fact, he doesn't.
Well, the whole thing's in flashback, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all in
He's writing,
flashback. He goes to prison for a crime at the beginning for a crime that he does not commit, and the whole thing, as Julie said, is shot in flashback as he writes his memoirs and his confessions, in fact.
Yeah, that's the way we do it in the play as well.
Yeah.
Now, in 1949, was it when the film was made? The High Chamberlain wouldn't allow him to get away with it in the ending, would they?
No, they
That's
censored
right.
it. They censored it.
Yeah, Robert Hamer, who made the film, had to reshoot the ending to make it. Not that he actually did get nailed, but that it was very likely because he left his memoirs in the prison
he
cell.
sprung from jail, and then a newspaper reporter played by Arthur Lowe from Dad's Army comes up and says, "Any word for your memoirs, sir?"
That's
and he
right.
says, "Yeah, my memoirs." And,
Where are they?
and they have a shot of it. Now, we're not going to give your ending away, but what we can say is that it's true to the book.
It's
different.
to the book, yeah.
And Robert, where can we catch this wonderful
You can
play?
catch it this week in Woking at the New Victoria in Woking.
You've been touring for ages, haven't you?
No, I didn't mean that. No, he said with a big smile. Yes, we've been touring for ages. It's we've been on the road for about 18 weeks, and it has actually been huge fun. But when you've done 18 weeks in hotel rooms, and there are days, there have been about 7 sunny days in that 18 weeks, and I have spent whole days just with the rain outside and my laptop computer, just waiting for 7:30 to come along so I can actually work.
I'm missing Babs.
Oh, yes, of course, she sent her love.
I just give her ask. And you also don't you have to have someone with you who can play golf who's got a handicap under 15?
That was in your contract.
Was it in your contract?
A contract.
Unfortunately and tragically, it wasn't in this contract.
Oh, so you got
somebody had to be up to what 15 handicaps.
Absolutely. When I did Sherlock Holmes, they didn't believe me when we did the musical a few years ago. I actually said I wanted in my contract there's got to be somebody in the company who play golf, and they said, oh yeah, and I said no, look at my eyes and read my lips. I mean it. And they said, you're serious? And I said, yes, I'm absolutely... And they did. The bass player played golf. But this is a very much smaller cast. And I thought... And I requested it, but I didn't insist. And unfortunately, nobody listened to it.
Well, if there's anyone in Woking who plays a good game of golf, handicap of what, 15 or below?
I haven't got time this week now.
OK, we would have set you up there, mate. You would have been fine. Well, listen, it's lovely to see you again.
And
good luck,
Richard.
Richard. And I hear it might settle in the West End next year.
We hope so in the spring.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thanks for being here. Good luck.
Okay.
Give a love to Colin, wherever he is.
It's TARDIS.
Oh, it's me. Right, we're celebrating the Singaporean Festival of Food today. We're going to... Well, we haven't got time now, because you've gone on so long, you know?
We couldn't
run out of
stop
time.
you know.
But here's a look at Nancy Lamb's main menu, and then we'll go and have a quick chat, and then we'll do the news.
So this one, we've only got time to name and shame it, I'm afraid.
Yes.
What is it? This first one is what? This main course?
This is a satay. As a main course, people like it heavy then light. That's what the Singaporean do.
All
They
right.
have all kinds of course.
Nancy, thank you very much. We will see you with that.
She's going to cook that after the news. The soup was absolutely delicious, by the way. We are taking a news break. We're back in 5 minutes with Linford Christie talking for the first time to us about the court triumph that cleared his name and his reputation, but looks like costing him £250,000. He joins us in 5 minutes. Love is in the air for Hayley, the Coronation Street transsexual. She's all woman and she's joining us live. And Nikki Clark's last hair clinic of this series, working yet another transformation and showing you how.
And woohoo! A chance for 2 of you to go to Jamaica. That's today's holiday prize, so stay watching for the big question. And she's called Kerry Ann. She's another hot act from Ireland, and just like Bewitched did a few months back, she's debuting her new single here, live on This Morning, which is good karma, because the new #1 Billy did her first TV here as well, didn't she? Just a few weeks ago.
And she's #1 now.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a good thing to come here. Anyway, a reminder of the sex phone, and we've got Dr. Ruth back on the show, and she and I and Judy are pretty much shock-proof by now, so whatever the problem in the bedroom, give us a ring, don't have to use your real name, and we'll see you after this morning's top headlines, read this morning by Dermot. Good morning, Dermot.
Good morning, Richard. Thanks. The Prime Minister has agreed to meet the Orange Order over the standoff at Drumcree, now entering its 3rd day. But his official spokesman stressed that the meeting, which may be held tomorrow, was not to reopen debate on the Drumcree parade decision. In Portadown, tensions grew this morning with several loyalist demonstrations described by police as orchestrated attempts at intimidation. The newspaper at the centre of the Cash for Contacts row says it doesn't have a tape recording of a conversation involving the Downing Street advisor Roger Liddell. But the Observer said it stood by its story. Earlier, Downing Street challenged the paper to produce taped evidence. And Tony Blair has promised to cut the number of people sleeping rough to as near zero as possible. He's also announced the creation of a new homelessness czar and £50 million to tackle the problem in London. And those are the headlines. I'll be back with Julia Somerville with the lunchtime news at 12:30. Join us then. Goodbye.
Good morning. A policeman has been seriously injured after his van collided with a Land Rover in Dorset. The officer had to be cut free from his vehicle, suffering severe leg injuries. The accident happened on the B3347 at Avon last night. The other driver wasn't injured. It's been revealed that up to 1 in 10 rail passengers in the region doesn't buy a ticket. In an attempt to get back tens of millions of pounds in unpaid fares, rail companies are to introduce ticket barriers for the first time in the south.
The ultimate weapon in the war against the railway fare dodger. Underground-style ticket gates mean everyone has to have a ticket to get out or in a station. What surprised rail managers is the amount of people travelling without a ticket. At stations used by Connex and South West Trains passengers, revenue has gone up by more than 8% since the gates were introduced. That indicates that up to 1 in 10 people travel without paying.
First results have been very encouraging. The revenue at a station like Wimbledon here has gone up by about 8%. And in fact, it's got a twofold benefit to us. One is it increases our revenue, it reduces ticketless travel and provides an element of security on our stations. It's effectively the gateway onto a number of our stations now.
Following trials in London, South West Trains is to introduce the gates at its stations across the region. It alone could be losing more than £20 million a year because of ticket fraud. Other companies like the London Tilbury Southend Line and Connex are also looking to the gates to stop the menace of fare evasion. Mike Pearce for Meridian News.
A new species of dinosaur has been discovered on the Isle of Wight. Experts say the remains of the creature reveal it combined grace and speed with an awesome ability to kill. The island is well known for similar prehistoric discoveries. The latest was found embedded in a cliff by an amateur fossil collector. It was 12 feet long and had deadly claws and razor-sharp teeth. The exact location is being kept secret to keep sightseers away. Experts say the former naval airfield at Lyon-Solent can never become a commercial airport. A report on the future of the site has been made to Hampshire County Council. It says one of the 3 runways could stay in use, but a full-scale airport isn't possible. Campaigners want flying to continue to prevent the site from being used for gravel extraction. The Southampton factory, which makes the soft drink Vimto, is to close, making some workers redundant. The firm J.N. Nichols is spending £12.5 million on a new site near Wigan in Greater Manchester. King Alfred's College in Winchester has been criticised for describing itself as a university college. Southampton University claims the college is using the term in its prospectus without authority. The university recognises degrees taken at King Alfred's. The university has now called for a meeting with college officials to resolve the dispute. Changes to the National Lottery rules have hit plans for a new arts centre in Gosport. St Vincent College was planning an arts complex and sports facilities, but lottery funds are now being diverted towards health, education and environmental projects. A special week to improve multicultural relations is being held at Barton Peveril College in Eastleigh. The sixth form college wants to make various cultures more aware of each other. A wide range of events is being held, including dance, art and theatre workshops. 1,800 full-time students attend the college. That's all from the newsroom for now. Our next bulletin is at 12:15. Goodbye.
Cloud will thin to allow some sunny spells this afternoon as temperatures reach 20 Celsius in just a light northwesterly breeze. Dry with clear spells tonight, allowing temperatures to drop to 9 degrees.
Sun Life, sponsors of the Meridian weather, helping you plan for tomorrow.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, welcome, welcome. And there's lots left to go around. We've got 8 of the hunkiest handymen in Britain, all competing to become this morning's on-screen DIY expert, and apparently you can cut the atmosphere up there with a Stanley knife. And coming up next, Linford Christie's first live television interview since his tense 3-week libel action, which ended in victory for his name, but one heck of a kick to his bank balance.
We're talking to Linford in just a second, but don't forget our phone-in is with Dr. Ruth, of whom you must have heard. She's the American expert on sex. She's very, very small, but very, very unembarrassable. And the number is 0171 401 7777. General Sex Clinic. She's, as I say, she's completely unshockable. So whatever your problem, give her a ring. Don't worry if you're a bit shy. You don't have to give your real name. Here's the rest of Tuesday's lineup. Kiss we'd all been waiting for. Roy and Hayley, Coronation Street's first ever transsexual, finally got it together. Meet Hayley, 11:25.
And Nick is looking at 3 different hairstyles today. He's changing them completely. That's coming up at midday.
And Just the Job with fashionable advice as we go behind the scenes at one of the country's most famous stores.
And she's got out of the typing pool and she's become Ireland's latest pop export. That's Kerry Ann singing live, 12:10.
As I said, Linford Christie's one of the country's most popular athletes. He's got an impeccable reputation. So when allegations were made in a magazine article that he used drugs to enhance his performance, he was determined to clear his name, and he did.
Mr. Christie, can I just ask you your reaction?
Well, I'm very happy. For one, I didn't have a doubt for 1 minute because, I've always been clean. I've always been an advocate of clean athletics.
Doing something like this. Come on, on.
Well, anyway, many congratulations, Linford,
yes, well
for winning your case. I'm delighted
much
for you. We'll talk about the money in a minute, but the emotional side of it, was quite clear from what we read of the way you were in court. You really took all this very much to heart, didn't you?
Well, I did indeed. I mean, it got very emotional the first couple of days because, someone say I'm cheating, then it goes, my coach must be cheating, all the people around me and my family,
Yeah.
It's sort of like a conspiracy that everyone's doing it with me, so... I mean, for me, it was a very emotional thing.
It completely undermined your achievement, really.
I think that was the whole idea of
Yeah.
it, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yep.
That was the sort of intent behind it?
Yep.
Well, it did reduce everything that you'd have ever done. I mean, we interviewed you about 5 years ago when you were still running. It reduced every single success that you'd ever had and that you trained so hard for, that you've turned yourself into this running machine for. Just reduced it to nothing, didn't it?
It would have done. It would have. I mean, at the end of the day, I was very happy within myself because I knew there's no way anyone live or dead could ever say I've taken drugs or they've given it to me. So, I mean, to that aspect, I wasn't worried, but, it was just the slur.
Well, why do you think John McVicar, who wrote the article, decided... I mean, he wrote a libel, that's it, it's over. He was wrong, and I think most people following the trial and knowing you knew he was wrong in the first place. But given that you tested clean 100 times, 100 times you were clear, why do you think he made such an allegation?
Well, because he's, having observed him during the case, I think John McVicar is just a negative element. He's got every negative book there is on, steroids and everything else, and he read this thing, and a few of his so-called friends in the media have told him certain things, and he actually believes it. You know,
like crazy rumours go around. I mean, we know this because we interview so many people, and we're the target of it too. Mad rumours go around, and they're complete rubbish. But there's always somebody willing to believe it, isn't there?
Well,
and if they're stupid enough to put it in print, then bingo, you've got a libel.
Well, yeah, I mean, it got through at the stage where, you know, I couldn't hate him, and I don't hate him. I just feel sorry for him because I just feel that he's just negative. He can't be happy with his own life, and instead of embracing what, you know, the sports people or people like myself are doing, you know, he's trying to turn against it. And he's not saying it's just me. He's saying it's every athlete, every international athlete out there is doing it. That's right. You know.
I know you've already sort of answered this really in the court case, but has anybody ever approached you and offered you steroids?
No, never.
They haven't even tried it.
No, they wouldn't dare.
No.
You know, they would not dare at all.
Apart from anything else, not that you would, I know, because you've been very upfront throughout your career in talking down drugs and making speeches against drugs. You wouldn't need them.
Well, no, I mean, I always believe that, you know, anything drugs can do, natural things can do. It takes a little bit longer, which is, you know, one of the reasons why my career, you know, took so late to develop, but also it makes you stay there longer, which, I mean, I've been there at the top for about 15 years.
You mean you burn out quicker if you get big on steroids?
Well, I assume so, because, you know, you've got to keep taking it all the time to keep your performance up.
Yeah.
And it can't be doing your system any good at all.
How old were you when you won your last race, when you ran your last race?
I was last year, I was 30, what am I, 38 now, I think, 37.
So, seriously, it is a good question. How did you manage to keep winning for so long? I mean, because it's almost freakish.
It is a little bit. I mean, a lot of it was, I mean, on the days, I wasn't really the fastest guy, but psychologically, I was, you know, mentally, I was the best out there. Yeah. And I made, you know, my rivals believe I was always better than they were. And, I mean, with the way I trained and the way I kept my body in shape, they just looked at me and thought, oh, you know.
Because you said in court, didn't you, that the key to your success, apart from mental attitude, was that you did treat your body as a running engine.
I did indeed,
as a running machine, and therefore the stronger the machine is, the faster you're going to run.
That's exactly what it is.
So you develop every muscle you've got.
Well, I had to, you know, and I mean, some of the times it wasn't like I purposely did it, because I trained specifically just to go in a straight line. So we looked at books and watched and read everything there was, and, you know, developed focus on it.
What about that judge? I mean, I know you got a bit annoyed in court when he said, "What is Linford Christie's lunchbox?"
I mean, I felt sorry for him because, you know, the media made a big thing of it, but it just means that he's not a Sun reader. I mean, that's all it is, you know.
Surprise, surprise. I don't know. It has moved into the kind of the common language to some extent. Does it? Why does it bother you so much? Because most men would feel complimented if the legend about them was that they had a large lunchbox. I mean, you know, you think, well, that's all right, I can live with that. Why is it because you feel it's got a racist element to it?
Well, I mean, I think that is one thing about it, but also, I mean, the first few times when they brought it up, it was the day after I'd won the Olympic medal. Which again, if it was any other time, it would have been you know, laughed off. But you know, the day after you've achieved the biggest thing of your career, then it just sort of took the shine off. And then you walk down the street and people are remembering you for Linford's lunchbox rather than the fact that you're an Olympic champion.
Yes, I can perfectly well see.
So I mean, sometimes, you know, I tried to laugh with it a few times, but it just never goes away, and it's just so. At the end of the day, I mean, it's just really stupid.
Well, for what it's worth, I'll make you a guarantee that, because you know, you'll be a talking point in this country for a long time. We will never refer to it, will we, ever again? But this will be a lunchbox free zone, and that's the last time the word's been used. That's it. It's gone. Unless you choose to talk about it. So what now? What about this money business? I've read bits in the paper that say that although you won for complicated reasons, nothing to do with the clearing of your name is absolutely clear, but just complex, boring legal reasons, you will have to pay some of the costs yourself. How much are you in for, do you think?
Well, I really don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, I've heard 250, 150. I mean, they're assessing it at the moment. I don't think it's going to be that lot. It's going to be a few thousand at the end of the day, but, you know, it's not all about money, and it never was about money, because...
You didn't want damages from it,
well, no, I didn't want his money at all. No. At the end of the day, it's just my reputation. My reputation means more to me than anything else, and, you know, I've got a lot of young kids looking up to me, a lot of adults, and, you know, every time I come out of court, taxi drivers were tooting and people were saying, you know, well done, you know, good luck and all that. So, I mean, it's just for all those people. You know, if I lived a lie and, you know, they felt that, you know, I was on drugs, then that'd be, you know, deception, deceiving all these people. So it was about my reputation not just for myself, but for all the people who are out there believe in me. Yeah. And it's not the money at all, to be honest.
I know from my own experience that going to court is a terrible ordeal, but yours lasted for 3 weeks, didn't it?
I sure did. It took 3 years to get there.
I know.
Because John used every trick in the book to try and hold everything up. But, you know, you get there and even though you know you're innocent, you can't, you sit there and your legs shake, your knees shake,
tense, isn't it? Yeah.
Your voice go funny, and then, you know, some of the time it does get a little bit emotional out there.
But are you still glad that you're very glad you went through it, that you pushed it all the way and that you fought back?
I have no regrets, you know, and given the same situation, I do it all over again. I'm just hoping now that, you know, no one will be stupid enough to really
they'd be mad
do it again.
to make the accusation again.
And you're moving on, aren't you? Because you're becoming a television presenter, presenting a new series.
I'm trying, yes. Yeah. I'm doing Record Breakers. It's, you know, and they've changed the title completely now. It's going to be called Linford's Record Breakers.
Excellent.
Which, you know, I did my first little bit at the Party in the Park.
Yeah.
In front of 100,000 people. That was
that's really frightening.
I can't think of anyone better to do it. That's a very good
piece of advice. That's in the autumn, is it?
Yes, indeed, yes.
Good. Great. Oh, it's great to see you.
Can I just say one thing? I did, just to your credit, really, a spokesman, I think it was for the British Athletics, whatever, you know, a British athlete spokesman said, after you'd won, that he thought it was one of the bravest things that you could have done to fight that case, because it is a terrible ordeal, standing up in court for all that time. But also, as he said, it was in such a tiny little rag, which is now defunct, that it would have been very easy for you to be bigger than the story, as it were, and say, it's a pathetic little rag, I'm just going to ignore that. But actually, in fighting it, not only did you clear your own name, but as you said at the beginning, you actually cleared the air and cleared the name of so many other runners in this country.
That's right.
You know, past and present, who don't do drugs.
That was just the straw that broke the camel's back, to be honest with you. And a lot of people believe that all athletes are out there. And, I mean, the testing procedure in Britain alone is so strong that it's not easy for anyone to get. I mean, the odd one or two will pass through the net, but we're very strict on drugs. And I also look at it in the day and age now, you know, so many people taking drugs, and the kids, you know, what have they got? And if I let the kids down, you know, who look up to me, I mean, you know, my life would be worth living, to be honest.
Absolutely. Well, it's great to see you. Many congratulations. Thanks
Thank
for being
you
here.
very much.
Okay, and we'll see you in the autumn on the telly. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Okay, good stuff. Time for the break, then we're back in 3 minutes when we see how the 8 DIY hunks are getting on. They're competing, as you know, to become a This Morning regular. Nancy Lamb's back in the kitchen to do a main course, and Corrie's first ever tranny. Hayley, see you then.
Bird's Eye Crispy Chicken Dippers, made with succulent chicken in a light, crispy coating.
I'm gonna get you. Bird's Eye Crispy Chicken Dippers. Well, everybody's heard about the word. The Bird's Eye Chicken Dippers, the word. I say the Bird's Eye Chicken Dippers, the word. Well, don't you know about the word? It's chicken dippers, ain't you heard? I say the Bird's Eye Dippers, the word. The Bird's Eye Dip.
Only chicken worth dipping passes the Bird's Eye.
Why are these Persil tablets such good value?
Because I only use 2 tablets in each wash. So when it says 20 washes, I get 20 washes.
And you didn't before?
Well, I used to put an extra bit in for luck, but I don't need to now.
Persil's new tablets. A great wash, a great deal easier.
All the mirrors in my house were like from here and up. What do I need to see the rest of my body for? I was fat. I decided to change my life. I lost over 30 pounds on the Slim Fast plan, and my energy went through the roof. Shake for breakfast, shake for lunch. Delicious. It's the only thing that worked for me.
18 essential vitamins and minerals, protein, calcium, fiber. All the nutrition of a well-balanced meal.
I know I look good. That's the confidence that I have now.
Slim Fast, balanced nutrition to lose weight and feel great.
When you're 5, a day is a lifetime, and the future, the next 5 seconds. But as you get older, you realize you have to put away something to help you lead a full and healthy life.
Kellogg's All Bran. Kellogg's only use the concentrated wheat bran that provides half the fiber it takes to help your inner body get the daily workout it needs. Kellogg's All Bran helps keep you healthy on the inside.
There's something fresh in the air. The new All Days Light Panty Liner. And it's a fresh new All Days feeling. All Days Light are really different. The unique new Pantytex feature lets them breathe, so you feel this fresh, this comfortable. New breathable All Days Light. A fresh new feeling of comfort from All Days.
Garde d'Or banana ice cream. Real banana pieces in real banana ice cream. Leaves only one thing on your mind. Wish I had a bigger spoon.
What a nightmare. The machine's broken down, we're off on holiday, and I got all this. So, what was it?
Lime scale.
Lime scale?
Yeah, you should be using Calgon tablets. See, in hard water areas, it can build up and attack the element, just like in your kettle. But a Calgon tablet in every wash stops lime scale build-up. So, your machine works better and...
Lasts longer?
Yeah.
Washing machines live longer with Calgon.
Welcome back. Our 8 contenders in the semi-finals for our new do-it-yourself expert on this morning. They've got to be sort of hunky with it. Are up on the roof. The winner, remember, will become a This Morning regular and also do other shows as well. And Nina Mishkov, we auditioned them earlier, but Nina's carrying on with the audition, as indeed she would, up on the roof right now. Hi, Nina.
Hi, I get all the best jobs and the sun is shining. And we've got here Luke, first of all, who's been sandpapering, where you've been helping to make this...
Yeah, we've just spent all morning working very hard trying to get this exactly right. Now we've put a little bit of decoration in it with the cocktail, and I think it's now looking pretty good. What do you think, Nina?
Fantastic. But I haven't seen you actually sandpapering
Not a bad
yet.
job. Well, you see, I don't want to kind of let it all blow downwind like that, and then we're going to be in real trouble.
How does it feel, Claudia?
It's very well made.
Yeah.
Lou gets a big thumbs up.
Busby, you made it. When did you make it?
Yesterday.
Just in a day?
Well, I did it. I had the idea in my head. It's been for about a year or so, but yesterday, because I knew it was coming on the programme, I just made it in a day. Don't get me wrong, it was a lot of drama. I made a prototype, and then I did this one, and it was just all done in one shot.
Fantastic. And you also play saxophone, so you're going to play very quietly. If you get too loud, we'll tell you to shut up. Over here, we've got Owen. Now, what are you doing here, Owen?
Just trying to knock your shelf together. We seem to have a few parts missing.
That's what I always find.
Well, no, we haven't got enough shells in this.
Yeah. So. And Phil, you're helping out, are you, Phil?
Yeah, I finished the thing I was making, so we're giving Owen a hand because he said there's a few bits missing and we're scratching our heads to try and get it together.
Now, what is it you've made?
It's very, very impressive. You'll be amazed. Not really. So, woodwork teacher.
Yeah.
Okay. Kids learn about flat pack and designing their own furniture at school, so I thought summer holidays coming up, parents are always going on about not enough to do with the kids. So
they can make a CD rack.
Their own flat pack CD rack for their bedroom.
Well done.
All right.
Now, over here, we've got Ian. Now, what are you up to?
I'm just finishing off my chair, my garden chair.
Great chair.
Pardon?
You actually made this yourself?
Well, I've assembled it myself, yeah.
You've assembled it, well done. Now, Dave, what are you doing over here?
I've made we was going to be a spice rack.
Let me come around this side of you, sorry.
I've decided now to call it a vitamin rack for all my vitamins to go in. I made this myself from some gallery rail and a sheet of pine.
Fantastic. And last but not least, we've got Andy. What are you doing here, Andy?
I'm trying to put together a CD rack, but at the moment it's sort of just trying to get all the doweling in, and it'll just sort of push up, and the doweling will basically hold it all together.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Once I'm finished with these boys, I'll see you downstairs, so I may never see you, of course.
I don't know. It looks like you're having a party up there. Absolutely. I think we should go. Claudia passed out in the wheelbarrow.
It's very surreal. I think I know who's won.
Well, no.
Anyway, now then, let me get this right. When Harry met Sally, everything was pally. But when Corrie met Hayley, Roy went paley, because Hayley was Harry.
I want you to know first that however much I've loved your company, I will understand if you don't want to see me again.
Nothing would make me not want to see you again, Hayley.
This might.
Why? What is it?
Well, it's something to do with my past.
Your past?
Several years past now, but...
What?
I'm a transsexual. I mean, I'm not a female by birth, Roy, but by choice.
But now he knows that she was Harry, they might end up to marry.
What I'd like is if eventually you and me could possibly think of having a relationship.
Well, we already are, in a way.
No, you're misunderstanding me.
No, I'm not. I'd like that.
Would you, really?
Yeah, more than anything. Where do we start?
Well, I suspect we'd have to play it by ear.
Okay.
Perhaps if I kissed you.
I don't mind.
Sweet innocence. Sweet innocence. Julie Hesselhoff, who plays Hayley, is here now. This is love. This is innocence in its purest form. Aren't you too sweet?
Hayley and Roy are.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one, though, isn't it? Because, I mean, Coronation Street having its wonderful light touch, for which it is very well known and very well loved. And there is a comic element, but actually there are a lot of people out there who are affected by the way you play it. A lot of people who find themselves in the same boat, so to speak. So you've got to watch it. You can't play it all for laughs, can you?
No, we've been very aware about that from the beginning, really, particularly David, who plays Roy, and me. The temptation is to go for the laughs all the time because it is like a gentle comedy kind of style thing. But we were both very sensitive about the issue because, you know, you're representing a group of people, whether you like it or not. And also you've got a responsibility to kind of enlighten people who might not understand that issue unless it's through something like a soap opera.
How did you get the part? How did you hear that they cast you? What happened?
Well, I was in a play in Manchester. I was doing Much Ado About Nothing in Manchester with Josie Lawrence, and I only had a tiny part. I was a maid, and I was also a silent night watchman character with a false moustache.
What it is.
Was false. And,
I thought you said the moustache got you the part.
well, it could possibly be. Yeah. We both got proper Hayley now. Anyway, they came to see that, and it was months afterwards, actually. They just rang me up and called me in. And all I heard was that the part was called Hayley, and she was fun. So I kind of pitched up in my fake leopard skin, being all Bet Lynch, thinking, no fun, right, Coronation Street, fun. and the casting director sort of ushered me into her office all secretive, and was like, this is a really big secret, and it's a really big deal, and this is the first time Coronation Street's ever going to deal with something like this. So it was all very exciting.
And you said something like what? And then he told you?
I couldn't imagine what it was going to be, and I was really shocked, and I'm not shockable, like Dr. Ruth.
No.
A woman of the world, but I was quite shocked.
Why? Because they cast you for it, or because they were doing the story?
Well, for both reasons, really. It was the fact that I didn't think it was something that Coronation Street would traditionally deal with, so that was a real surprise. But a really pleasant one, actually, because I think it's a really good thing that they do it. And, but yeah, also that they've chosen me. I mean, it is a bit of a shock.
I think also it's, again, I mean, it's Corrie's light touch, but I think it's good that they've chosen, that they've allowed you to play it in a way that isn't a caricature. I mean, you've played it like a woman. Which is what Harry wanted to be in the first place. And, I mean, was there any feeling, I mean, you never know whether these things are just drummed up by the press, really, but was there any feeling among anybody that really your part should have been played by a genuine transsexual?
Yeah.
Was there?
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, the transsexual pressure groups quite understandably took that line. I mean, as soon as the story came out, there was a lot of controversy about it and a lot of discussion about it, but I always knew that was going to happen because it is, you know, it's an issue, it's very sensitive to them and they wanted it to be done right.
But they must, I mean, there's nothing, I can't see anybody objecting to any element of your performance, which...
Well, I hope not. I mean, I think Coronation Street's been vindicated now by the way it's been done because you're dealing with it. I mean, in a way, she's a very classic Coronation Street character, you know, in the sort of tradition.
She sort of made this, really.
Well, exactly, and that kind of thing. So to introduce her as that, sort of like an old-fashioned character in the Coronation Street style, and then bring in the issue has made people very understanding of it. And I get people coming up to me in Asda, you know, and saying that, well, if I met someone like that in real life now, I'd be a lot more understanding of it.
They come up to you and say, how's your operation?
All the time. And every time it's like the first time.
That's right,
Oh, very well, thank you, yes. I'm not even limping.
Judy, can I just pick you up? I mean, were you saying that Mavis Wilton might have been...
Of course not. No. It's just a similar kind of comic touch.
The thing is, you had to keep the storyline completely secret from the rest of the cast until it came out on screen. Like people like Bill Roach. And Bill has the right to know everything, right?
He does. If he doesn't, nobody does.
Exactly. Was sidling up to you and rehearsing. Come on, then, what's your storyline?
Yeah, it's like, what is it with you? There's something, isn't there?
And what were you saying?
I don't know. don't know, they haven't told me.
You were sharp enough to spot there was something going on there.
Oh, yeah. I think most people suspected there was something more to it than met the eye.
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know, you won't reveal your storyline, but, I mean, Roy and Hayley are going to be an item, then?
Well, it looks like they're on the way to being from last night's episode, but I've got a feeling there'll be a few more problems.
Well, Alma wasn't pleased, was she?
What, that we've got to get... I think she's just worried for us.
Yeah.
St. Helena. That's a job, isn't it? You know.
Yes, that's
to care for everyone else.
She's the street's conscience, isn't she?
She is. Her and Rita, you know. Where would we be without her?
Yeah, absolutely. I hope Roy doesn't turn into a woman. That would be terribly complicated.
Complicated and unlikely.
Actually, maybe that could be another new storyline for Ken Barlow.
What next?
For all these years, you know. That would be great,
There's a world of possibilities out there.
This is a little dream for you, though, isn't it? I mean, because you said earlier that you actually always wanted to get a good meaty part in a soap opera, and it's come. You got it. You couldn't be much meatier.
Exactly. Just exactly doing something like that.
So, are you happy? Are you having fun?
I am. I'm
happy
having it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's weird. It's bizarre being in this now. I've watched it all my life, you know.
Yeah. You're from Accrington, aren't you?
Yeah. So it's like to go into that green room and suddenly see all these kind of national icons just sitting around drinking tea.
I know it's like, because I feel exactly the same way whenever I see the Coronation Street cast. I just think,
I know, it's a bizarre experience, I know. And you've got two names in your head all the time, you've got to be really careful.
Oh, we do that in every
it's hard.
Every interview we get them on the wrong names. Well, I do anyway. Listen, it's good to see you, and the very best of luck with it.
Lots of
thanks. It's lovely to be here.
Thank you. That's great.
OK, now, we ran out of time with Nancy Lamb before. She mentioned her main course, but she didn't have time to cook it, so we've put it all together. She's got a main course and a pudding. Here's the menu. Lamb satay, sorry, I was just prompting myself there. Lamb satay, which is... Satay, does that literally mean in that peanut-flavoured stuff?
No, a satay is meat in a skewer.
Oh, right.
Or in the Greek, they call it kebab.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yes. Right. So this is what the spices in is onions, turmeric. It's very important for this one, and some lemongrass. But we're going to quickly put... We don't have much time, but this is all the seasoning that you get. Sugar, a little bit of white and brown sugar, a bit of garlic powder, and a little bit of cumin and coriander. So if you mix them together and pour a little bit of oil, that's the trick. If you put a little bit of oil on the meat, you don't need to add any oil on the barbecue where you cook. And that is the seasoning of it. Obviously, if you've got time at home, you let it set and marinate so it penetrates each other. So that is what you get. Richard, do you mind pass it over to let your loved one try the wine? Oh yeah, I hope so.
Should I try
yes.
with that?
Yeah.
God, not easy.
Yeah, the way it's skewed is not easy. Yes.
No. Right. Okay.
I just await orders.
Oh, you try some for yourself.
Is it good, Jude?
Sir, lovely. Yes. And really this is going to be on there when it's cooking, yes? And that is how we have our main meal. It's a lighter. Once you have your soup, you keep talking, then you have your satay. Now, we're going to have the pudding. This is a banana. You can have this. Obviously, this is from Jamaica or wherever, Spain or wherever they come from. But in Singapore, at home, we get the king of the banana. It's called pisang raja. And you dip it with flour. This is a rice flour with lime juice. We don't have much time.
What's in there?
Rice flour.
Yeah.
And lime juice.
Just mixed.
And mix it with a bit of water.
Yeah.
And to get it, let it set for an hour, and then let it fry. Do not let your oil too hot because this is raw banana. So when you cook it slowly, and it get crispier and crispier each time.
We had Sunday lunch with Vanessa on Sunday.
Yes.
Because it was Sunday lunch.
Yes.
And she did baked bananas, didn't she?
Baked in the oven.
Just put them in the oven.
Yes.
That was all. And they were delicious.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh.
I didn't realise the sugar intensified when
Yes.
the onions are cooked. It gets so sweet. It was lovely.
While this is cooking,
Yeah.
yeah, you must make sure that you only turn once and no more.
Why?
Yes. If you keep turning, you keep pricking onto the batter and it splits and it's not very nice. This is what your banana tastes like.
Is that a banana leaf?
Yes,
It's
this
on.
is a real banana leaf. Oh, let's use a fork.
Right. Oh dear.
Oh.
Not having much luck with this today. Hang on. It's far too much. I'll try it.
You have one.
Thank you.
There you are.
Very nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And now I'm going to do a shake, a Singapore sling. Oh.
Stand back, folks.
Yay! Let's give a sling. I like sex, I like alcohol, and I like everything that
Good for you.
works.
What did you say?
Do you like sex and
I like
alcohol?
alcohol and everything that works.
Alcohol.
Alcohol. I definitely have to go to evolution lesson. Ugh. Don't worry, my darling. Cheers with all my heart. And thank you for having me.
It's great. Just tell us what it is, though, before we drink it.
Singapore sling.
Oh, Singapore
to
sling. So it's gin.
celebrate. Can I have my alcohol too?
You can.
Thank you.
What's in it, darling? Gin?
Gin. Cherry brandy.
Cherry brandy.
Cointreau.
Cointreau. Who cares?
God, that's hot, isn't it?
Cheers. Cheers to
Delicious. Cheers,
Judy.
darling.
Cheers to
Cheers to
Judy.
Nancy.
Yes.
Sling. I've never had one before.
Thank you, darling. It's beautiful.
Well, he get onto his nose. He go pop.
Cool. I can't drink that and do the show. I have to have it later. I'll put it in the fridge. It's delicious.
This is good, mate.
It's good, isn't it? It's a good sling, that.
This give a kick.
Well, listen, if you want a fact sheet with all of Nancy's recipes, I don't think we've got Singapore sling in there, but if you want it, you telephone 0897 099970 and leave your name and address. We'll take a break. Thanks a lot, Nancy. Lovely to have you back again. We're back in 3 minutes with our sex clinic phone-in with who else but Dr. Ruth. We'll see you with her in a minute.
When you're 5, a day is a lifetime, and the future, the next 5 seconds. But as you get older, you realize you have to put away something to help you lead a full and healthy life.
Kellogg's All Bran. Kellogg's only use the concentrated wheat bran that provides half the fibre it takes to help your inner body get the daily workout it needs. Kellogg's All Bran helps keep you healthy on the inside.
Now, curling tongs and hairdryers can actually be good for your hair. Because now Organics contains advanced protective agents, which are heat activated to actually improve the condition of your hair. So now blow drying can make it look and feel healthy and beautiful from root to tip. Organics. Where there's heat, there's beautiful hair.
Another family is duped by I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. It's their best we've ever tasted. They can't believe it's not butter, so can you?
Good evening. Here is the news. Dragon spotted inside Newcastle and Windsor. We have the pictures. Mayhem on our motorways. A full report. Gold rush fever hits Legoland. And finally, the stuntman that'll go to any lengths to get a laugh. Very funny.
All the mirrors in my house were like from here and up. What do I need to see the rest of my body for? I was fat. I decided to change my life. I lost over 30 pounds on the Slim Fast plan, and my energy went through the roof. Shake for breakfast, shake for lunch. Delicious. It's the only thing that worked for me.
18 essential vitamins and minerals, protein, calcium, fiber. All the nutrition of a well-balanced meal.
I know I look good. That's the confidence that I have now.
Slim Fast, balanced nutrition to lose weight and feel great.
The best coffee breaks deserve our best beans in a special blend for that great taste. Britain's best loved coffee. Nescafe Original.
How do babies become big kids? They practice what big kids do. That's why we invented Pull-Ups Practice Pants. They're just like...
Dr. Ruth's back to take your calls on the phone, but before we go on, we've got a pile of books to get through, because these are on sale at the moment if you want to buy them. Heavenly Sex, that's sexuality in the Jewish tradition. Have you seen Kosher Sex by that New York rabbi?
Not yet.
No, it's not bad. Oh, but this is Heavenly Sex. And,
Heavenly Sex.
There's Sex for Dummies.
What's that about?
Check that one out. And there's also The Art of Arousal, which Judy says, because she's been flicking through it constantly this morning, is a lovely book. And she said she's going to take it home.
And you asked her why?
Yes, why?
Oh, no, you can tell them what I said, but I'm not saying it again.
I can see why. All right, fine. That should be fun. It's a very elegant book. Anyway, we had lots of calls for you, Ruth, so let's kick in with Amanda calling from Dorset. And Amanda, you represent everything that Dr. Ruth wants to put right.
Right. Hi. Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Well done for calling.
Morning, Amanda.
Morning.
Go on, then. You say it.
Well, I've never reached orgasm before, and I'm beginning to think there's something wrong with me, really.
Okay. Did you, you have not reached orgasm during intercourse, or not even either before or after?
Before, after, or during. I have never reached it.
Okay. Here is what you do today. You are going to, do you have some privacy at home?
Yes.
Lock the door, read some very erotic literature,
Yes.
not a textbook. Don't read any of the books of how to do it.
No.
And come nearer, I'll tell you something, Amanda. What you have to do is to first learn, like today, to give yourself an orgasm. Touch the clitoris, think of some very sexy thoughts, maybe put a very sexy movie on, and say to yourself that you have the power, and you have to give yourself permission to have an orgasm. If that doesn't work, then there are some books out there, even in my book, Sex for Dummies. Don't take that word dummy seriously. It's just for people who want to learn. There's a whole section of how you have to stimulate yourself to first learn what you need. Then you take your partner's hand, either before or after intercourse, and you will be able to have an orgasm. You know, because of us talking, Amanda, what happens is that there are less women who really have difficulties. But it's not even the best lover, it's not the best husband who can bring you to sexual satisfaction if you don't know what you need. Do you understand?
Yes, I knew it had to come
As
from
of
me.
today, and I want you to let me know if it works, okay?
Okay, thank you.
I think Judy wants to say something, Amanda. Hang on.
Just when one of your books, when we were reading through it earlier, you did make the point that women need to concentrate on their own feelings quite a lot.
Even more than men. They cannot think about a shopping list. They can't think about having to wash their hair. They really have to concentrate into that sensation and to fill their brains with fantasies. We now have studies from sleep laboratories that women do get sexually stimulated and aroused by visual or by reading stories. The other thing I want to tell Amanda, if that doesn't work within, let's say, 1 week, go out and buy yourself a vibrator. Don't tell anybody. Lock that door. Take that telephone off the hook. And with this vibrator, and not directly touching the clitoris, but around the area of the clitoris, you will be able to have an orgasm. Okay?
Yep, thank you.
Very brave of you, Amanda. Well done for ringing in. Is that your real name, or is it another
Don't
name?
you ask that. It doesn't matter.
Has this problem given you... Well, it is a problem, because you also have an orgasm. They're great. But has it given you a problem in your love life with your... You've got a partner or husband?
Yes, no, I have a partner, and no, it hasn't at all. He's very, very loving and understanding about it.
I tell you what, Amanda, tell him that I told you not to even to discuss it with him. Just do it, and then take his hand and show him what you have learned, okay?
Okay.
Make sure you let me know.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck, Amanda.
Thank you.
Cheers, it'll be
Bye.
fine. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Sarah's next from Yorkshire. Sarah, you're 32. And this is about your boyfriend.
Yes.
Go ahead, Sarah.
How long have you been with him for?
5.5 years.
Okay, and he's a bit younger, he's 28.
He's 28, yeah.
Okay, off you go. What's the problem?
Well, for 5.5 years, he's had premature ejaculation. We don't make a big thing out of it. We love each other very, very much. But I just want to know what we can do.
Okay. Sarah, number one, bravo that you're calling.
Okay.
There are some exercises that you can do at home. Don't discuss it anymore. You did the right thing by not making an issue. You love each other.
Yeah.
The next time the two of you have sex, you are going to tell him that I said what he has to do is to let you stimulate him and for him to concentrate into that sensation before he ejaculates. It's called a premonitory sensation. And to tell you, stop. Stop with your manual stimulation, and then he will lose part of the erection. Start again. In a couple of short sessions, premature ejaculation can be cured. It is not a deep-seated psychoanalytical issue. The two of you love each other.
Yeah.
That's the most important aspect here. Sarah, what you have to do, watch me, is to just stimulate his penis. Don't blush, Judy. And
Heard it all
think
before.
about that, what you are doing for him. Tell him not to worry. Because a man, if he worries, he will not be able to
He doesn't worry
concentrate.
at all. He
Excellent.
doesn't worry at all.
And don't
We don't
do
make
it,
a big thing.
Sarah, don't do it when the two of you are tired. Take some time out of a busy life and do those exercises.
Will he be offended, bothered, hurt, worried, etc., that you are now doing something about it? Will that in itself give him a problem, do you think?
I hope not, and I doubt it.
Good.
I
hope
think that
very
he
much.
should, it's a good question, Richard, but I think he should be very pleased that you, first of all, said the most important thing, the relationship is a good one. You love each other, and that you're going to do something about it.
Yeah.
Short term can be cured.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's good, isn't it? That's good
Brilliant.
to hear. And this is the voice of experience you're hearing here. So she says it works, it works. So good luck.
Okay, thank you
Let
very
us
much.
know. We always like to know. All right.
Cheers.
All the very best, Sarah. Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Excuse me. Mary is next from Northamptonshire. Hello, Mary.
Hello.
Hi. You're both 32, you and your husband.
Yep.
What's the matter?
Well, we've got 3 children, and the usual family stresses that go with having 3 children. And our sex life has taken a bit of a battering, and it's sort of got to the point now where it's a battle of wills, I think.
How do you mean? Between the two of you?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I don't understand. What do you mean a battle of wills?
Well, Neil's very sexually demanding, so, and I'm really not that way inclined a lot of the time, because of being overtired, 3 children, job, blah, 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 and we don't seem to have a lot of time.
Okay, first of all,
where it's appropriate.
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, try to use some friends where you are going to babysit for their children and they're going to babysit for yours. Make sure that the two of you have time. Maybe you can check into a motel. Maybe you can do something by using grandparents. Not to say we are now going out to have sex, but just to say we need a little time for ourselves. And also, let me tell you a secret. The battle that you're talking about, that's really sad, because if he feels sexually more aroused than you, it takes 2 minutes to give him an orgasm. What's the big deal? If you feel sexually more aroused, let him pleasure you. It doesn't have to be simultaneous. Sex, if it happens simultaneous, wonderful. But it doesn't always have to be at the same time. You're not Siamese twins. But the most important aspect is what you just said. You already are taking the responsibility. You already are saying, we have a problem here. Children, job, all of the pressures of life. You must make this a priority by saying, once a week, we need some time together. Sometimes what you can do is send the children out with somebody, maybe a babysitter, if nobody else is around.
How old are the children?
Well, 6, 8 and 10.
Well, fine. And so therefore the 10-year-old's in bed by what, 9:30, 10 o'clock?
Oh, earlier than that.
Earlier than that,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You got a lock on the bedroom door?
Yeah, I mean, we have tried. We have tried, because a lot of the time in the evening you end up sitting in front of the television. So we have tried cook a meal, bottle of wine, game of Scrabble, whatever it takes, just to
Relax.
not do the normal things and relax.
Yeah.
But it's got to the point where we're both so awkward.
Yeah, because you know you're trying, and you know you're kind of trying to build up an atmosphere.
Yeah.
And that's why it's maybe important to go in the afternoon rather than to miss your favorite television program. If that's not what you want to do, go out and enjoy yourself someplace where there is a kind of less pressure.
Or maybe just get down to it. I mean, you know, no, seriously. I mean, I firmly believe this. There's no substitute for action. You know, when that's what you want.
I think it's become a mental block.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe, although it seems to fit all the textbooks that you have the bottle of wine and the game of Scrabble and blah blah, why don't you just? What time does the youngest get to bed? The oldest get to bed then?
Oh, 8, half 8.
Kiss goodnight, go into the bedroom, shut the door. We're having a shower now. Bye, and just get down to
The
it.
telephone off the hook.
Yeah.
And the television off.
As Churchill once said, action, not
I
words.
wish it was that easy.
I know, but actually, sometimes action is easier than worrying about what you're going to do.
Oh, certainly,
Just
yeah.
do it, you know,
Yeah,
and
I
do it
think-
with a laugh.
Yeah.
Grin as you do it. Oh, what the hell? Come on. You know? Anyway, good
I
luck, love.
agree, particularly with a laugh.
Yeah.
And you know what else? A little bit of red wine does not harm you because it takes off that edge of everyday worries.
Okay, well, good luck anyway.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for calling, Mary. Bye. Here's Emma now from London. Emma's 21.
Good morning.
Good morning. And you've been with your boy for 18 months now.
Yeah, we plan to marry next year.
Right. Okay, what's the problem then?
Well, like I said, we've been together for 18 months. We love each other very much, but lately it seems like over the past 3 or 4 months that he's just using sex to pleasure himself rather than me. It seems like it's all one-sided and I'm feeling rather left out.
Do you mean wham, bam, thank you, man stuff?
Yeah.
Right, so it's not that he's just, fantasising, doing all kinds of stuff with you but won't reciprocate?
No,
It's just-
we do make love, but
Quickies.
it's always him coming to orgasm and not me.
Okay, Emma, here's
Yeah.
what you do. You are going to make a new regime, especially since you know you're going to get married next year. For a little while, you're going to say, hold it. One day is my day, even if he has an erection for a few days. Nobody has ever died of that. And the next time...
You laugh like
it's-
Marge Simpson.
it-
You have a Marge
the-
Simpson.
The next time, it's going to be his turn, which means, seriously speaking now, not just sexually speaking, what you are doing is to kind of make him concentrate on your pleasure, on caressing, on giving you a massage, on really being there for you. The next time, and the next time can be a week later, it does not matter. But take some action. Don't start to get married with this kind of attitude because that's a pity.
I mean, I have asked him sort of, will you pleasure me? And I get told, oh, can I do it later or can we do it tomorrow?
No, tell him that I said.
It sounds funny, but it's...
I know. It's
funny.
not
It's not
funny, and you should be congratulated because you're very smart. You're realizing it all, and you can even keep a diary. Keep a diary of those sentences, but I don't think it's necessary
Well, no,
anymore.
I don't want to dent his male ego, you see, as far
No,
it's
yeah, that's
a
a
bit
very
hard
good-
to approach.
good point.
It's not necessary anymore. You tell him that as of today, you heard what I did say, that for a while you are going to take turns. But make sure it doesn't have to be rigid. If he is sexually much more aroused, so give him 2 ejaculations in that week and to your 1 orgasm. You understand what I mean? Don't make it into a rigid schedule, but make sure that you do get sexually satisfied, okay?
Because in every marriage, whatever it's about, it's all about working out deals, isn't it? Like who does the cooking, who does the bills, who does this, who takes the kids to school when you have kids, all that. And it's got to be the same with sex. And if it's all going his way, that's no basis
Well, I mean, the
to
thing is,
get.
it's only been over the past 3 or 4 months. The beginning of our relationship, it
Right.
was, sort of 3 times a night. Now
Yeah.
it's once a week.
I have another
And always
idea.
on his terms, yeah.
I have another idea. Change roles, and today, don't wait for tomorrow. Today, you are going out right now and you are going to buy him flowers. And not only flowers, buy him a small gift. something that he really would like. Does he like fishing? What does he do for sports?
He's a football fanatic, so it's the World Cup really at the moment.
All right, go and buy him a football. You know, something, whatever there is that fits into his hobby. But do it today, okay?
Okay.
But you won't get
Don't wait 18 months.
But isn't it the Brazil game tonight?
I think so, yeah.
Well, you know...
Then you might have to wait for tomorrow.
Well, I didn't know whether it was just the World Cup, but...
All right, you might have to wait for
Probably
tomorrow.
is the World Cup, you know. It probably is the World Cup.
It's only going on for 4 months. It's only going on for about 3 weeks.
Well, the World Cup seems like it's gone on for 4 months.
That's just what our director said. That's just what our director said in my
piece. 4 years to me.
Okay, well, there you go. There's the advice, and we're on your side.
Thank you very much.
All right, cheers,
Thanks,
Emma.
Emma.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good luck.
Got another Emma now from Hertfordshire. Hello, Emma.
Hi there.
Hello. This is the old chestnut, isn't it?
Yeah, it's after having had a baby, can sex ever be the same? Because I find it really hard to switch from being like a mum to a lover.
When did you have the baby last? How old is the baby?
Baby's 8 months old.
Whoa.
Okay, wait. First of all, nothing is the same. Once children are in this world, so to think, can it be as spontaneous? Can you hop into bed? Can you take a shower together? Can you go for a walk or go to the movie? Does not exist. Nothing is the same. However, how wonderful, you are now also a mother. So for you to put into your mind, can a mother also be a lover, is sabotaging yourself.
Right.
So what you must do, again from today, is to say that of course a mother can be a lover, a grandmother can be a lover. What the important thing is up in your brain. So what you have to do is stop, say how fortunate you are that you are a mother, and now you're going to be an even better lover than ever before.
But I find it really, I love being a mother, obviously.
Yes.
But it's just trying to make that transition of, like, once he's in bed, it's like, now you're a lover, you're a wife, you know.
And don't expect too much of yourself. He still is awfully young. 8 months. Have you been breastfeeding him until quite recently?
No, for about the first month. So he's not actually depended on me like that in that way, but he still needs me.
But you know what else? Don't psychoanalyze yourself so much. Don't make these labelings of a mother and a lover. You're a human being.
You're Emma.
You're fortunate. You're Emma. Very, very right. And that was a good question about the breastfeeding. And you are very fortunate. You have a man who loves you. You have somebody to be the father of that child. So make yourself into that whole personality of a very fortunate woman. You know what is interesting with you British?
What?
How come I didn't hear one man?
Oh, well, that's typical.
In the United States, I get at least 1/3 of men to ask questions.
Well, our audience, we have 40% men watching and 60% women, but on sex phone-ins, we very rarely get a call from a man.
Okay, next time I come...
Just for men. Men
yes.
only.
We are going to say men only because men have to learn certain things about us women.
That's a very good idea.
Actually, Emma, if you look at being a mother in the right way, it can be very erotic, but you can feel totally fulfilled and as if your body's done, the right thing for you.
Yeah, I know we've got a beautiful son, but just sometimes if the sex drive's kind of gone, I know it's there somewhere.
But Emma, Emma, 8 months. So many mothers are going to empathise with this who have gone on to become sex on legs again. And your husband, your partner thinks that you're sex on legs, obviously, and you don't feel it at the moment, but you'll get up again and it'll be fine. Honestly, I promise you.
Take time for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what the French do?
Go on.
The French women do something very smart when they have a dinner party. They first take a rest. They say, absolutely, even if it's only 15 minutes. And they say, no phone calls, no, don't ask me any questions. They just take that little bit of time for themselves. Just to lay down, fantasize, maybe read a nice book, not the news, but something erotic. Then they're going for their dinner party, they sparkle, their eyes twinkle, and then afterwards they have terrific good sex.
There's a little
Trust
lesson.
the French,
Trust the French to get it right instinctively. And remember, don't worry, it'll be fine. You look back on this call, this conversation, you think, it's nothing.
Life's quite long, really. It'll be all right, honestly, I promise you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Right.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Okay. Ruth, thank you very much. It's always lovely to see you.
Thank you
See
so
you again
much.
soon.
Thank you for having me.
Come back soon.
We're taking a quick break. When we come back, we've got the results of Nikki Clark's hair clinic. We'll be finding out who'll be going through the finals of our search for Britain's sexiest handyman. And your chance to win a holiday for 2 to Jamaica, and also...